Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Daniel Fast Meals Cookbook book unboxing. So earlier this week, I got my proof copy. I'm doing offset printing, which means that you order from a printer. And sorry for the delay in the timing. Tech was teching. Okay, it was not cooperating. But so you all were so excited about the split screen when I was doing the cooking last week for my book, my Cook Plus Book launch party. And so I brought that back for you. And so here we have, and I'm actually going to switch screens. Let me flip flop that. Um, there. Okay. So here we have the official book unboxing. And so I did it outside the box because obviously I didn't want my address to just be displayed and all that jazz. But from the printer, I ordered two different versions. So here we have the matte version, and this one has a spiral coil. Or a white spiral coil. This one has a black spiral coil. I'm still debating which one I like better. So if you have thoughts, go ahead and drop those in the comments in the chat. And then also, if you're doing the Daniel fast, let me know by typing in what day you're going to start. And if you haven't gotten your copy, you can visit danielfastmeals.com and you'll be able to pick up either the hardcover or the spiral version. Paperback and ebook will be available soon. So, all right. So here we have the glossy, which I'm likely going to go with over the matte. This is the matte. The colors just don't pop as much with this one. Still nice. And so just going to do some flip here. I'll use the matte to flip through. But one of the reasons why you all picked the spiral is because it's easier to fold it. So like if it's on your counter while you're cooking, it doesn't take up as much space. The hardcover is a lay flat hardcover, so that means it won't, it'll lay flat while you're cooking it. And so the printer, she did a great job of actually including different types of pages. So that's what I'm in the process of picking. These first set of pages are glossy, which means that when you're cooking, your fingers, as they get sticky or messy, it won't make the pages smudge. And then later in the book, you can kind of see the kind of like shine on it. Later in the book, she did some not as glossy paper, but it's still got a little bit of a shine with it. I think I'm going to go with the first option for this instead of this one. And then she also did a third kind because she's so nice, which is kind of like this matte finish, which is still nice. It just, the pictures just don't pop as much. So this is likely the quality of what it would look like if it was printed on Amazon. And so when I do the paperback version, because you can do two different types. You can either do offset printing, which means you hire a printer. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so offset printing means that you hire a printer and then they do the printing for you. There, okay. Sorry, my phone just like. And then Amazon KDP, they actually only print the book on demand, meaning that they print it when you purchase it. So looking at that, they have less paper types. And so for the cookbook, I wanted to have, at least for the pre-sales, I wanted to have the nice finish so that when you're cooking, it's not so messy. And so we'll flip through. I'm also including bonuses for people that purchase the cookbook, and those are available on the book bonus website. Those will be available later once the books are shipped. And then if you are not already familiar, I actually have, and it was actually demonstrating how to scan it. So when you get your copy, you can scan. I'm using my phone's camera. So when you use your camera, you see this little yellow box here. It'll actually take you directly to the website for the book bonuses. But what I was saying is, if you're not already familiar, I also have a Daniel Fast Jumpstart Bible plan on the YouVersion Bible app. So if you need something, you want to get started, you're not ready to commit to a cookbook or the journal, which I meant to do them side by side. I forgot. Stuff's falling off my desk. So I'll do a side by side in a second. If you're not ready to commit to those, then definitely check out the free Bible plan instead. And if you are joining, make sure you click the little give permission in the on the descriptions. That way I can see who you are and let me know if you are doing the Daniel fast or if you just like yummy food and want to see what's going on. So, all right. Oh, and then of course the mushroom folks. Now, if you're new to me, this is a running joke. I don't like mushrooms, but my people like mushrooms, and so I did some mushroom recipes. We got some mushroom fajitas and some mushrooms in some other dishes. I don't like mushrooms, but I knew y'all did, so I had to include some. Oh, also, I did ask the printer about this warping because this is done. She just did one. When this is actually done for the mass amount, I'm going to order 500 copies. That was the minimum amount. And when it's done in larger batches, then you won't have that because she had to basically hand laminate this. Then it's got bubbles, but those will be alleviated when they use the big machines. So anyway, no Charmaine, no rush. No mushrooms, but these are some mushroom fajitas, which are one of the recipes. And then, so the beginning of the book just walks through the process of how I got started with the Daniel Fast. And let me fix my camera angle. How I got started with the Daniel Fast, what it's about, different things to help you on your journey. And then, of course, we have our disclaimers at the beginning because, like I tried to tell people, I'm not Jesus, and this is not the Bible. And so, of course, this is guidance to help you on your Daniel fast. But you also want to be mindful that you need to seek out time with the Lord and make sure that you are spending that time to really decide, using your discernment, what it is that you want to focus on. Okay, so inspiration and an overview, and then we have my plan, prep, pray method, which will help you to be successful during the fast. And then moving on, and I might just switch because this camera angle. I'll switch. Let's do this. Okay, there. Now I'll just get the book, and then I'll hold it up and flip. You know when you're trying to and my child's play mat's on the side, so that's what that is. You know when you're trying to be cool with the tech, and then the tech is just not teching, and then you gotta adjust. That's what we're doing today. We're adjusting. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'll just hold it up this way. So here, and actually, let's do widescreen. There. Okay. So here we have our plan section, and taking it back to my teacher days, where you gotta hold the book this way and talk to the kids and go back and forth. So not that y'all are my kids, but you get it. All right, so before cooking, you always want to make sure that you have a plan. And I know for a lot of people, they're like, well, whatever, I just wait till I get into the kitchen. When you're doing the Daniel fast, this is not the time to just wait until you get into the kitchen. You do want to have some things ready for you, stocked and ready. So I do have a list of foods that you can eat, because that's the biggest question that I have, that people have, is what to eat. And so definitely have that so that you have options. However, you don't want to just wing this. This is not the time to do that, which I know a lot of times people do that for dinner. I do that as well. However, it's a lot easier for me to come up with something than it is for most people who are doing the Daniel fast. So then, of course, we have Bible verses throughout to keep you encouraged as well. Okay, general tips for fasting. So if you have medical conditions, be sure to talk with your doctor, or in general. Making adjustments. You might have to make some adjustments for your fast, and that's okay. So it might be something where, like for example, I'm nursing, and so I won't be doing the full fast. And so, like for example, people who are pregnant, like you can't do the Daniel fast. You need to talk to your doctor. But you can do some kind of variation. You can do some type of adjustment. Maybe you just give up sweets, or maybe you give up red meat, things of that sort. Things to do to prevent your food from spoiling. So I was very intentional about including different charts and graphs throughout to make sure that you had kind of like a visual difference. And because part of the reason why your food goes bad is because it's in the wrong place in your kitchen. You might be storing things in the wrong spot, and that causes it to spoil. Cooking tips. So things to having everything in place, mise en place. It's French. I don't speak French, but it's a cooking technique where you have everything ready to go before you start cooking. And then the rationale for the recipes. Now, if you're used to, hey Ruthina, thanks for tuning in. If you're used to having, Lord, just lost my train of thought. Are you used to my other recipes? This one is a little subdued. It's not as heavily seasoned, but of course I tell y'all, season till you're satisfied and make adjustments. Hey, Emma, thank you so much. Make adjustments to what you need to do because this is your preference. Some people are not going to want to use certain seasonings. So, like for me, I don't use smoked paprika when I'm on the Daniel fast because that's my favorite seasoning. And so when I do that, um, it's showing a sacrifice because generally I would eat smoked paprika because it's my favorite. So maybe you're avoiding certain things. Okay, hey Marla. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so you said you ordered the journal. It should be there by Sunday. Okay, so if you ordered the journal, which is this one, it's available on Amazon. You can go to danielfastjournal.com and then you can use Amazon Prime and get it. So it should be there. Usually it's there within a day or two. Thank you so much for your support. And then if you have the journal but not the cookbook, there are recipes on the back of the everything's backwards, sorry. On the back of the cookbook. So use your phone to scan this barcode or QR code. It's in the book as well. And then you'll see the recipes there. If you did order the cookbook, I will be sending out the PDF copy until we can get your spiral or hardcover copies to you, so that way you have it. And you should have already gotten week one's recipes, grocery shopping lists, and meal plans. So this is the section of what to eat. And because you'll have a printable version, and when you order the cookbook, you can actually print this out and stick it on your fridge. You can print it out in black and white. Then we have foods that you should avoid. So the easiest way to remember is no meat, sweets, or added sugars. And I actually have QR codes throughout to show you different items that will be helpful. This one leads to a YouTube video that I did talking about the different names of sugar because unfortunately, especially here in the United States, sugar is, or added sugar is put in our foods in mass amounts and it has lots of different names. And so if you're trying to avoid added sugars, you do want to know what it's called so you can recognize it. And I'm not saying sugar's bad. That's not what it is. But we're avoiding added sugars on the Daniel fast. Y'all know I love dessert. But during the Daniel fast, we want to stick to natural sugars. Then we have foods to think about. So this is the part that a lot of people kind of get tripped up on. Is thinking about, okay, well, can I have tea? Can I have coffee? Someone asked me that. Generally, coffee, because has caffeine and is a drug, it's a stimulant, then that's something you want to avoid. But if you're doing herbal teas, some people avoid those altogether on the Daniel fast. Some people don't. It's up to you. You want to use your discernment. Seasoning. Some people avoid seasonings altogether when they're doing the Daniel fast. And that's okay. If that's something you want to do, then that's up to you. Okay, and then fruit juices. That's another one. I did include recipes in the cookbook of fruit juices because if you can have fruit, then to me you can have mashed up fruit or pureed fruit or liquefied fruit. But some people say, no, I'm not going to do that. So totally up to you. I've also included some seasoning guides as well. And so on the book bonus website, you'll have a list of seasonings that are available, some of my favorite seasoning blends that you'll have also. Y'all know Addy Daddy is one of my favorites. And then if you're still just not sure, I have a section to help you figure out, well, can I really eat this or should I really eat this? All right, let's keep it moving. Now we're into the prep section, which is probably what you're most interested in, getting into our food. So we, of course, have some more scriptures to keep you encouraged. And I keep saying we, but it's me. I wrote the book, so I don't know why I keep saying we. But I did have help with formatting and things of that sort. All right, so then you have meal plans that are laid out in a variety of ways. So you have one that is blank, so you can actually write it in. And when you get the cookbook, you'll get a printable PDF version. Oh, I'm sorry. And Marla June, I can send you the bonus site. I just realized what you were saying. I can send you the bonus site so you can have your shopping list before Sunday. Send me a message if you're still on, and if not, I'll do it after. Or an entirely filled in meal plan. Now, I know that for some people, this is overwhelming. This might be something where they're like, I don't want something that's entirely filled in. I want to have some flexibility. And that's why I've included this option so that you have some places where you can fill things in. Hey, Sean, thanks for tuning in. Yes, Ruthina, you are correct. We could be me and God, because yes, he was all up through this thing with me. So then you have your grocery shopping list. And so once again, when you order your cookbook at danielfastmeals.com, you'll be able to, I'm going to change the color on this. This is hard to see. Lord. Okay. And that's still hard to see. I'll have to change it later when I do the next one. But you'll have your grocery shopping list, and you'll be able to print these out, and that's what that QR code is for here, to be able to get them and print them out yourself. And then, of course, a place for extras. Snacks are not included on the grocery shopping list because snacks are very personal, but I've included tons of snack ideas for you. So be sure to include those or add those on your list as well. Then each week has practical applications. So this first week talks about what to do with snacking, how to replace those salty snacks or sweet snacks. Then we move into week 2, a new meal plan. Some of the recipes are repeated in the meal plan because I'm a believer that if you're on the Daniel fast, then you'd want to, okay, yeah, so just send me a message, Marla, and I'll send it to you. So if you're on the Daniel fast, this isn't a time to try out 21 different recipes, not even a new recipe a day. That's not how I've structured it. I did a new recipe every couple days. Some of them repeat, so that way you're able to better understand that, or better able to remember, better able to focus on your time with God and not have to worry about, oh, how do you make this thing? So as well, the recipes are very simple to do. And so for breakfast, you'll notice that it's just a few, because another concept that I want people to be mindful of is that breakfast in the United States often is a certain set of foods, but around the world, people eat a lot of things for breakfast that we might normally eat for lunch or dinner. So don't feel trapped into just saying, okay, well, I can only eat this for breakfast. No, you can have it, think of it like meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, things of that sort. Okay. All right. So here are some of the breakfast recipes. We got some smoothies, some scrambles, some heartier options, some dairy-free yogurt parfaits. And then for the main dishes, we have a lot of different options for you. And one thing I also want to share is that on the recipes, I made sure to include the cook times before and after. And if it's a longer cook time, it's something you can put in the oven, or you can put in the pressure cooker or the slow cooker, the crock pot, the Instant Pot. It's not something where you're going to have to stand over the stove for a long time to make. Then on each of the recipes, I've included the ingredients, of course, and the ingredients are in bold, so that way it's easier for you to see them at an eye's glance, or at a eagle's glance. And then the steps are numbered. Also, some of them include strategies that are different options. So if you want to do it in the oven or the slow cooker, you can pick between those options. Each recipe also includes chef tips, which are ideas that you can use to help make the process faster, or to make it ahead of time, because I'm a big believer of making your meals ahead of time if you can. And then I've included a place for you to get a rating, meaning you would rate the recipe out of 5 stars. Don't worry, my feelings will not be hurt because I will not see your ratings. And then a place for you to put notes, because maybe you've changed something. Maybe you want to make adjustments. Maybe you felt like you want to change the seasoning, something like that. All right, so keep flipping. Okay, let's see. Thank you. Okay, so Ruthina said, did she miss a video about taking the photos? No, so I did not document that process because I was ripping and running. And I wanted to get this out in time for the Daniel fast. And so no, I haven't documented that. But for the next cookbook, which soon cometh, I will talk about that process as well, because that's a whole other thing. So some of these are just taken on my phone. Others were professionally taken at photo shoots that I've had. I'm a picture hoarder. I have about 33,000 pictures on my phone, and have a couple photo shoots that I've done, and so food photo shoots, and so some of these are from that. Some of them are just from my phone. All right, so let me see. And then moving forward, here, I'm going to try to switch back to this one. Let's see if this will look a little easier. Okay. All right, so just flipping through some of the recipes for you. And I try to do a variety of options, not something that you're going to get tired of. There's over 50 different recipes. Most of them are for actual like meals. Some of them are for snacks or smoothies or for seasoning blends, because if you can season something well, then you can you can put it on pretty much everything. This one is for jar salads, which is a great recipe that I like even off the Daniel Fast. The adjustments you would do is to, and actually I'm going to pull this way because this is just a really great angle. So here we have all the different kinds of ingredients. Sorry, backwards looking through the spiral. Here we have all the different kinds of ingredients that you can use. And then on this side, we have the layering of the jar salad. So this is how you would layer your jar salad to make sure that your stuff stays fresh. And these can stay fresh in the fridge up to 5 days. I've even done 7 days. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but definitely options for you. And so that's the beautiful thing about this. I try to make it something where even if you're not on the Daniel Fast, you can, thank you so much, you can actually use this to continue to eat whenever you'd like. Here's that mushroom recipe. And then also, if you are not a mushroom lover like myself, then I do give substitutes of things you can do instead. All right, back to our angles. As you can see both. Okay. Oh, okay, perfect. All right. She said on YouTube it's looking right. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you said it looks so official. Thank you. And click the button that says give permission on the description so I can see who you are, because I can only see it if it has your name on it. And sorry, this is overlapping just a little bit. And then this is another one of my favorites. It's a one pan scramble. And so you can essentially add whatever ingredients that you have in the back of your fridge to this recipe. And it will be something that you can get rid of those things that are about to go bad. So you don't have to worry about on trash day throwing out food. Because right about now, food is insanely expensive. Food has gone up 30 to 50%. And so you definitely want to make sure you're utilizing all of the food that you have. All right, good question. Can your meals be frozen? So there are some meals in here that I do mention inside the chef tips, whether or not you can make it ahead. And if it's soup, you can make it ahead. You add all the ingredients and then freeze it in a freezer safe container. And then when you're ready to eat it, defrost it and cook it. You don't have to cook it ahead of time. And because you don't have any meat, you don't have to worry about, okay, well, am I gonna get salmonella? There's no meat in here because it's on the Daniel Fast. And so, yes, you can generally freeze most of these meals. If it's something like fresh lettuce, don't freeze that. You would use that at the time of when you're ready to eat the item. And if you need help with knowing how to freeze things, I do have a freezer meal masterclass that I can send you as well. All right, let's see. We're going to get towards the back of the book. And in this section, we have, so just some more snacks and sides. And I'll do a flip through of just the book, so we'll have a shortened version if you wanted to see it. I did include things like couscous and brown rice, but I did season brown rice. And so with this, it talks about different herbs you can add to it to make it more flavorful. And that's something you can keep in mind even when you are not on the fast. And you just would throw it into your into the pot when you're cooking it, or you can put it in the rice cooker, which is my favorite, or your pressure cooker, which also works as well. And then one other thing, I just lost my train of thought, mommy brain. Lord, I pray. Oh, okay, question. So looking at both of these, let me ask you your thoughts. That's what I was going to ask. Which spiral do you prefer? The black or the white? I'll hold up both of them together. And I was very intentional about the way that I did the covers. I wanted it to match the journal so that if we're looking at them together in the bundle. So the black spiral or the white. So drop that in the comments. Which one do you prefer? All right, now looking towards the back of the book, we have a section called the Pray section. So we've got more recipes. There's over 50 recipes. And looking at the back of the book, there is a section to help you prepare for the spiritual side of things. And that's what I call my pray portion of the fast, because the whole point of the fast is to, let me switch colors, sorry. The whole point of the fast is to spend time growing closer to God. And so if you are focusing on your food, then you cannot focus on your faith. And so there we go. And okay, so Ruthina said she likes the black contrast. Okay. Yeah, my mom and my sister said they like the black too. I'm like, but the white is so crisp. And like white is snow. But then they were like, well, the black is going to get, or the white's going to get messy if your hands are sticky and things like that. So I'm debating. I have a little bit more time to decide before I have to tell the printer. So in this section, we've got some ideas of how you can connect with God, what to do to prepare for your fast, what to do during your fast, daily devotional options for you, community options, going over recipes and meal plans, things of that sort, what to do each day, each week, and so on. And then also how to help you transition off of the fast, because so many people do the Daniel fast or do different habits of eating, and then they just go right off and go have a steak, and then your body's like, no, what are we doing? No, stop. So strategies to help you. And then if you're like, I like this kind of eating, I want to keep eating vegan foods, because that's essentially what it is, vegan foods with no added sugar, then I give you ideas of how to extend your fast. And so then, of course, more scriptures. And then, like I mentioned before, just those strategies to help you out. Okay. Then additional scriptures for reference in case you need them. If you need something that's a little bit more of a scriptural guide, I would highly recommend getting my Daniel Fast 21-Day Food and Faith Journal. This was written in 2020 and came out then. It has sold a little under 4,000 copies in that time, and it's amazing to see what God is doing. And this is available at danielfastjournal.com. And so thank you if you have already purchased your copy, because this actually turned into this. This helped me because, and I can flip through this too, actually. I know it's not why we're here, but since I'm here. So for this one, this is a daily devotional, and so it gives you space to write your thoughts and feelings, to spend more time with the Lord, and I also talk about this book in the cookbook as well. But what ended up happening is people would read this and they would say, okay, well, I need some recipes, and I have them on the book bonus website. However, having it in a physical, tangible copy like a cookbook, being Chef Ashley Chef, it just made sense. So to wrap up the book, we have at the end just some end matter. So ways that people can connect with me further. They can scan this code here, asking them to leave a review or sharing it with a friend, because of course, as disciples for Christ, we want to spread the gospel and spread it in a way that's approachable to other people. And so asking them to gift to someone else. Then my bio. And then lastly, once again, places where they can connect with me further, either on the YouVersion Bible app or getting a copy of the journal. And that's it. Oh, I forgot to show y'all the back. Okay. So I'm possibly going to change the color or the picture on the back. And this is a hardcover, which I liked. This is the matte one. Let me get that one. I'm possibly going to change sorry, reading some comments. Okay, Ruthina. Yes, Ruthina, speak it. Let me put this up on the screen. Okay, and thank you. Okay, agreeing that everything is so professional. Black. Okay, you like the black spiral. Thank you. And then Ruthina said, I love the journal. Believing God for the day I see your journal on Barnes & Noble with the banner over 100,000 copies. So yes, yes, yes. Love it, love it. I believe it and appreciate that. And so, oh, the back of the book. Okay, so this is what the back of the book looks like. It's got one of the pictures. I am getting this part redone, so I'm going to make myself smaller, make the words bigger, and then possibly change out my picture. I'm not 100% sure. But this is the back of the glossy, and then the back of the matte version. And so I'm likely going to go with the glossy. But okay, so if you haven't already gotten your copy of the Daniel Fast Meals Cookbook, you are still able to get it. It's available in hardcover and spiral right now. I am working on the, let me flip this. I am working on the paperback and ebook version as well. If you purchase the hardcover or spiral, you will get a printable copy with your order. So that way you can use it for printing out those recipes. You can use it for putting them on your fridge so that when your family's like, what's for dinner? This is what we're having for dinner. Okay. Getting your grocery shopping list. I'm also adding additional bonuses to the book bonus website, as always, just to support you on your fast. And if you need community, then I do have a Facebook group. Let me see if I post it. So I do have a Facebook group that you can join, the Daniel Fast with Chef Ashley Shep. And let me see if it'll let me post it on YouTube. Trying out the tech. The tech is teching today. Yes, it is teching. Okay, good. And so, yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you so much for tuning in and joining me on this walkthrough unboxing. As a reminder, this is a pre-sale, so the books will be available in the next few weeks. Finalizing things with the printer, then we'll get them shipped to me, and then we'll get them shipped off to you. Before you get your book, you will get a PDF version, so that way if you're starting the Daniel Fast, you've already started the Daniel Fast, you'll have your book in a printable version, or just on your phone if you're like, I don't have a printer, because I don't have a printer. So, all right, thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of the day.